I'm back. Rodrance for the Black and White Network. Well, this is exactly why we are mirrored on Odysee and Rumble. Black and White News is on Rumble. That's this channel. Black and White Sports, Black and White Entertainment is the Matrix and Road Show on Rumble, on Odysee. Go subscribe. We implore everybody to go do that. We have been over there for 18 months. Why? Because freedom of speech, censorship, is squashing the pro-American voice in this country. They're squashing channels like us all the time. Channels like this that are a lot bigger. Freedom of speech, censorship, this is becoming state-run media. China, Russia. They don't like what you got to say? Let's take it down. Let's yank it down. Let's remove it. And they certainly don't want to hear anything. They don't want anything to be heard from Donald Trump. Now, whether YouTube or any other entity likes it or not, Donald Trump is most likely running for re-election. 2024, and he's going to be an extremely powerful candidate. And what's going to happen? You've already heard it. A lot of people that did actually vote for Biden are regretting it. People are realizing, you know what? Trump wasn't the most articulate president ever. He wasn't Reagan. He didn't talk like Reagan. He didn't talk as presidential as people wanted him to. He sent out a lot of tweets. He feuded with the media. But God damn it, he was a great businessman running this country. And people are regretting having given a vote to Joe Biden. And now, platforms like YouTube are just flat pulling down interviews from Donald Trump. YouTube, this is Outkick. YouTube removes podcasts featuring Donald Trump after racking up 5 million views in 24 hours. And this is why things like this is removed, because, frankly, they can see that it's got an extremely fast and large, powerful reach. And that scares big tech. That scares leftists. That scares the mainstream media. Former President Donald Trump's appearance on the Full Send podcast was an instant hit, racking up over 5 million views in 24 hours on YouTube. Such a success was short-lived, as the video was removed Thursday for violating YouTube's, quote, terms of service. Shortly after the video was removed, the Full Send podcast provided YouTube's full explanation via Twitter. And it's just about what you would think. Hi, Full Send Podcast. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our misinformation policy. We removed the following content from YouTube: Donald Trump on WW3, talking to Putin, and Joe Rogan. Ha! Imagine that. We know that this might be disappointing, but it's important for us that YouTube is a safe space for all. It's important for us to squash anything Donald Trump's got to say. Let me replace that for you. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. How your content violated policy. Content that advances false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of the U.S. 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. Now, Donald Trump knew this was coming. And to the credit of the Full Send Podcast guys, they said we don't give a shit. Trump called his shot during the podcast at one point, mentioning to Full Send Cast that he'd be surprised if the video remained up once it was posted. Quote, if you put up this whole interview, let's see what happens when Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all of them will take it down. Guys, this is exactly why we created blackandwhitenetwork.com. Exactly why. Trump said via the Daily Wire, and let's see what happens when they threaten you, because we don't have free press in this country. Quote, this is the beginning of communism. We have a press not so different from countries we don't want to talk about. Kyle Forjard, member of the Full Send podcast and group The Nelk Boys, responded to Trump's assertion and said he wasn't afraid of getting hit by big tech. Trump thought otherwise. Quote, let me tell you where you'll be scared when they say we're going to take you off the air if you put this up. Let's see you all, people in this room, all you camera geniuses and tech geniuses, a lot of geniuses, young people. Trump said, let's see what happens when they take it down. Trump issues a statement on removing of the video saying that big tech fears the truth and criticism about current President Joe Biden. Quote, whatever happened to free speech in this country? Incredibly, but not surprisingly, the big tech lunatics have taken down my interview with the very popular Nelk Boys so that nobody can watch it or in any way listen to it, Trump said. In the 24 hours that it was up, it set every record for them by many times. Interestingly, on the show, I told them that this would happen because big tech and fake news media fear the truth, they fear criticism about Biden, and above all, they fear discussions about the election. So, Trump did know. He knew this was going to happen. I saw this on Fox News this morning actually come across and was like, wow. This is exactly why we created the website, because eventually we feel like this platform is going to have to move. We know that's a thing. Right now we've got the largest independently owned conservative sports entity in the world. When Outkick sold over to Fox News, we became the number one conservative sports entity in the world. But that could all be gone tomorrow because, oops, we made the wrong video, and we don't. And honestly, I'm going to tell you how this works. You really don't know. You really don't know which video it's going to be. And poof, you're gone. Livelihoods gone. Okay? I mean, completely squashed. And this is becoming so dangerous. I mean, we're squashing just simple freedom of speech. We're squashing just opinions. This is my opinion on this subject. The election. I'm not giving you my opinion on the election, but the subject of the election, here is my opinion. Your opinion is not safe on this platform or on a big tech platform. Really? I mean, that's absolutely ludicrous to me. It's dangerous is what it is. You hear about state-run media in Russia right now. That's a narrative. That's a story that's going on. Remember all the newscasters that had to walk off the set because they chose to actually try to tell the truth? And no, poof, you're gone. You're off the air. State-run media. You know, Big Brother is watching over you, controlling, puppeteering what you've got to say. No, that's not what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be what we got to say, what Rhodes Rant's got to say, what John Matrix got to say. In these guys' case, what the Nelk Boys got to say, along with what Donald Trump's got to say. It doesn't matter. It's not supposed to matter whether YouTube likes what Donald's got to say or not. Let him say what he's got to say and don't squash that voice. Absolute insanity. And they wonder why people are walking around worried about this kind of thing. Because this kind of thing is dangerous. This should not be happening in this country. You know? Again, the guy sitting behind his keyboard reviewing something, whether he agrees with the narrative that's being talked about or not, it should have, his opinion should have no consequence whatsoever. Oh shit, this sounds anti-Joe Biden. Tough shit. Tough shit. It doesn't matter. Okay? Because the pro-Joe Biden stuff isn't getting yanked down. It's not. It's not. If Biden was making the same claims that Trump has made, they would leave that shit up. it would stay up. That's the problem. That's the problem. Tell me what you think, Black and White Network supporters. This channel's growing like a mother. Like 12,000 new subs in a week. You guys rock. Peace. I'm out. Till next